So there is a motion for the approval of the minutes dated August 13, 2014. Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, so the motion is approved. We now proceed to the privilege hour. We have with us our very principal mayor, Honorable Dimbiya. Since you are I think before Mayor will have to say something. We hear from the complainant.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank our Honorable Mayor for giving our request to attend our session this afternoon to shed light on the non-issuance of business permit to our establishment, Breakpoint Food and Spirits Garden. This has been brought to this honorable body because there are many concerns regarding sanitation among establishments here in the municipality, like food establishments and boarding houses. So during that time, we were discussing that why not make an ordinance about sanitation? So we will, why not enact the sanitation code for this municipality so that we can implement that in the food establishments and boarding houses in the municipality. When I talked during the first time that my staff went to the office of the municipal mayor, he said that we will not sign our permit because the gross sales is very small. So he asked us to adjust it. Kanang reasonable kuno. And aside from that, he has another reason that he cannot sign because he is very busy during that time for the evaluation of the sale of good local governance. And that there are people from the Department of Interior and Local Government who will be going around the municipality to check on the food establishments and boarding houses. So I brought this issue to this august body because when I talked to our municipal treasurer and asked her, Madam Bibi, pila man di ay amo ang i-gross ane? And then she told me that every time the mayor wants the gross sales to be adjusted, he gives instruction to the treasurer kung pila. But on our case, he did not give the amount. So that's why I asked her, pila man di ay reasonable amount. That's why I asked her. Because the gross sales declared was 450,000 pesos. For the previous year, it was 300,000. And then we increased it to 450,000. But then she told me that there are 84 establishments in the municipality that do not have sanitary permit. So that's why I raised the issue to this august body. And that's the reason why we called the treasurer and the sanitary inspector to shed light on that. But then at the same time, during the second time that my staff went to the mayor's office, the mayor told her that although we already doubled our gross sales from 450 to 800,000, he said that he still will not sign because we have many violations regarding sanitation. So when our sanitary inspector came here, I asked him, unsa may mga violations namo regarding sanitation? Because the mayor said na amo daw CR, and if ipaadto daw kuno niya o taga-health, dili daw kuno makapasa. So that's why our presiding officer instructed our sanitary inspector to inspect our establishment, and he went there trash bins. And then at the back, where some of my staff were washing their clothes, there was stagnant water at the back. So he said that you have to over the canal so that the water will flow into the drainage. And then the third that he found out was the spoon and fork, which he suggested that we provided with cover. So muna siya. So since our municipal mayor is here with us this afternoon, I would like to ask if what are the grounds na nung walang pirmahe, because as I understand, this is purely a ministerial duty, considering that we have already paid all the fees that are due, so this is ministerial, and I understand that in the rules of conduct and ethics of public officials, it is stated there that it is your duty to act on whatever papers that are on your table within 15 days, and if you're not able to do it, then you can be sued for mandamos. However, on our case, we will not do that, and I would like to ask if what are the reasons why you will not sign our permit, because you should be fair in whatever you do, regardless of you should be fair and just, regardless of political affiliation, regardless of whatever personal misunderstanding we might have had, because it is your duty and responsibility as our chief local executive to do it and to perform your responsibility. That's all, and thank you.
Before the mayor would make this statement, I would like to comment on Honorable her statement on the sanitation permit. I never said that the CR was okay. In fact, I have a guidelines on the food establishment inspection, which rated there that they got a score of 50%, which is a half of the average, the percentage of the food establishment that should be required. When we talk of restaurant, it should be considered as first class. But in their case, there are lots of violations. I have seen during my ocular inspection. That is why I have given them the comments or interventions within the appropriate time for them to comply the comments. But I never said that the CR was okay. In fact, the CR, their lighting among this is not that good, because when it is a dim light, it is more prone to bacterial accommodation or lodging. When there is a dim light, that is more suitable for any bacterial or mycological organisms to suit in. So I like to comment on that. And when I talk of the Excerpt, I have read here in the paper that Excerpt is not just a requirement for sanitary permit, it is only a requirement for health certificate. When we talk of sanitary permit, it includes the food establishment inspection, which I have done a week ago. So I have presented the form to our local chief executive, because he is the one where we are, the sanitation inspector will report when it comes to that matter. And I just would like to inform the body, if I am authorized now to going to re-evaluate again, or re-inspect the food establishment if they comply my interventions or inspections from UK report.
Did you provide us?
Actually, I haven't given, but it was signed by one of your cashiers, I think.
To make it clear, this is not an investigation, but just hearing any word from our executive. So I think it's time to give the floor to our normal mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Tindog lang ko, kaya di ko ka-istorya o karong o tindog. Can I stand up? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much for the invitation. Although, for me, it looks like a subpoena. But again, I would like to thank this august body for inviting me so that you will hear also the side of the local executive, especially the discretion in signing the business permits. Although it sounds like it's only a ministerial responsibility of the mayor, but the responsibility of upholding the law, especially the local legislation, is very important for the local executive to really implement what is being legislated by this august body, Mr. Chairman. But beforehand, let me share you an experience, because during the time 1995, I was being elected as the vice mayor of this locality, and then during the time, it was my belief and it was my desire to maintain the integrity of this august body. You being members of this honorable body, you are being called honorables here. So I respect the invitation that you have handed it to me earlier. That's why I am here, because I respect each one of you here. And then I am here also, Mr. Chairman, so that I would like to point out, which is being pointed out earlier by one of our colleagues here, one of our member of the august body, that if you are a member of this honorable body, I believe that you should not use your influence and your powers, being a member of this august body, to call on certain department heads and employees that will pertain on your own personal interest and benefit. Because you are now trying to exercise influence on these people. We have policies being set in our local government unit. Our treasurer is following the guidelines and policies that we have set. If in fact, it is still this august body who is also in charge in crafting these policies and guidelines. And for me, it's some sort of an abuse of authority, calling department heads and employees just to answer questions and queries regarding your own personal interest and benefit. But with this, Mr. Chairman, since there is a request and since there is also a query from one of the members of this august body, then it is my pleasure, Mr. Chairman, to shed light whatever reasons I have in my office for the reasons why I did not sign the business permit of a certain establishment which is being owned by an honorable member of this body, and at the same time shared ownership by an honorable member in the Sangguniang Bayan. So, Mr. Chairman, and I have the pleasure to shed light on the reasons why I did not sign. Okay, now, first, my office, the office of the local executive, is very considerate when it comes to businesses and when it comes to persons who wanted to do business in our locality, because we are some sort of attracting more investors, so that it is our prime duty, it is our direction, and it is our objective to increase the investments in our locality. That's why we are encouraging people to go into business, because they will be paying more to our treasury. That would lead to an increased income of our treasury. At the same time, we will also be increasing the services that we gave to the people, which is our primary concern. But as we give services to the people, we wanted also to upgrade businesses who are into business, doing business to our constituents, because our number one role and responsibility is to protect the bigger number of constituents that we have here in our locality. That's why we have to cite reasons why a business shall not be given a permit because of violations that they made that we wanted to correct. It doesn't follow that if I did not sign a business permit, then your business will be closed. I never made a letter that will be sent to the owner for them to comply, because I wanted that the owner mismo will probably try to seek clarification directly to my office, because my office is very considerate to all businesses. A lot of businessmen, the last January, who paid their business taxes and then tried to go over all these things, and then they came to my office, but nobody came to my office representing on this establishment. And Mr. Chairman, I know that they sent somebody to follow up or to make a follow-up on their business permit. I don't want really to entertain that person, because I truly believe that that person never represent that business at all. It's because I found out that this person is being hired in the provincial government. In fact, Mr. Chairman, be it on record, Madam Secretary, that I have here a payroll proving, this is for Exhibit 1, okay, proving that the person that made the follow-up is being hired by a provincial government. And I don't think I don't think that I have to entertain this person representing in a business when in fact she is being hired by the provincial government, which is a very clear violation, Mr. Chairman, acting on behalf of a business when in fact you are working here representing the government. I have here members of this body, 2 copies of the payroll, which will prove that the person being sent to my office is a government employee, being probably a casual one. No? Okay. Second, I really wanted to inhibit on this invitation, kay it will be more on a personal thing, shall we say, shedding light on all the violations. But since I am being invited, then I am forced to reveal all my findings on this business, so that everyone will be guided, that nobody is above the law. Nobody is above the law. Okay? Second violation, Mr. Chairman, is I have here a resolution ordinance number 02. I would like to, Mr. Chairman, please give me time to read this ordinance. Mr. Chairman, the ordinance number 02 is an ordinance regulating the nuisance from sing-along joints, karaoke bars, and other similar establishments within the municipality of Larena. Meaning, that restaurant is operating a sing-along room and at the same time having bands outside the restaurant. Let me continue, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Be ordained by the Sangguniang Bayan of Larena City Hall in session assembled that first, Section 1, Regulated Acts. No person shall be allowed to operate sing-along joints, karaoke bars, and other similar establishments that cause disturbance to the public. Section 2, Rules and Regulation. Sound barriers. I repeat, sound barriers or soundproofing materials shall be installed to the sing-along joints, karaoke bars, and other similar establishments to minimize nuisance. They have a band playing outside. Are there any sound barriers? That is a clear violation, Mr. Chairman. Letter B. Volume of the sound system shall be lowered at 10 o'clock in the evening. And yet, we can still hear the sound even if you're in the corner. That is another violation, Mr. Chairman, and members of this august body. C. Yelling, chorusing, and other unnecessary noises shall not be. Let me state again, letter B. Volume of the sound system shall be lowered at 10 o'clock in the evening and shall be totally off at 12 midnight. And we can still hear noise of the drums even past 12 midnight. We have a member of this august body who is really a neighbor on that establishment. We have neighbors there who told me that it's already too much. Now, why should I not listen to the complaints of the neighbors? And yet, I never send a letter to the business establishment because the right time for me to advise the owner is through this business permit if she has the heart and respect of the office of the local executive to visit and question why it is not being fined. To continue with, Mr. Chairman, Section 3, definition as used in this ordinance. Yell, an act or instance of yelling as, letter A, often involuntary scream, a shout resulting from intense excitement or strong emotion. We usually hear from the customers dancing and yelling, Mr. Chairman. And that is a clear violation on this resolution. And you're one of the members, Mr. Chairman. Letter B, a shout consisting of an articulated phrase of statement. Letter C, a characteristic shout or cry. D, a usually rhythmic shout or cheer consisting of a specified set of syllable of words. E, a noise suggestive of our resembling a yell. So meaning, everything that is being stated here on this resolution, you can observe on that joint or establishment. B, chorus, something performed by, so I'll just not, I'll not read everything, no? So, on this, they are supposed to be reprimanded. That's why I did not sign the business permit because I don't want to be put on the Facebook that I wrote a letter to them because I wanted to pressure this business establishment. I wanted them, with all their heart and mind, if they have respect to my office, then probably they will visit my office and ask what's the real reason so that we can make arrangement. As I've said, the office of the local executive is very considerate on all the businesses. I am not trying to pressure anybody and I'm not trying to impose politics on this. But I wanted that these things must be observed because you are all honorable members of this august body. I believe you also understand if we have to observe what is the law that is being passed by the local Sangguniang. We have to take respect on this, you being members of this honorable body. So this is for, I will just cut short my reading of this resolution. But if you want, you can get a copy of this resolution through our Madam Secretary, which has all the files, because we have already codified all our resolutions and ordinances. Next, Mr. Chairman, I believe it is already a law. And in fact, it's a national law. And I know that these people knows that it's a clear violation on their businesses at all. But we are again very considerate on this. Selling of liquor to minors. We usually, and we often see or saw minors drinking liquors, which already, I believe, a violation. It's a clear violation. Why can't you examine yourself? You being a member of this August body, you being a member of the Sangguniang Padalawigan, why can't you consider yourself if you have violated of this? Fourth, selling of liquors. Even if your location is beside the school, I don't think every one of us is ignorant of this law. But again, we are still considering. Because I wanted just to cater the businesses that they want to do in Larena. Because I believe it doesn't mean harm to our municipality, but we have just to regulate what is being specified by law, Mr. Chairman. Fifth, again, she made mention on the gross income. I have here the mayor's permit, which I haven't signed. She said earlier that she has already declared a 400,000 gross income and it was being adjusted to 800,000. Mr. Chairman, if you will divide the 800,000 in 12 months, that is only mere, how much? 67,000 pesos in a month, Mr. Chairman. Now, if you divide that into 30 days, Mr. Chairman, it will never reach 3,000 pesos a day. Mr. Chairman, I know, being a businessman, we have also here members of this August body who are businessmen. As I've said again, I am considerate of this. But if you are questioning on this, you know directly from your heart that you are not telling the truth and this is a clear and gross violation. Mr. Chairman, I don't believe on that 800,000 gross income. If she is, shall we say, bragging that she has already increased the gross income from 400 to 800,000. Mr. Chairman, if you have an income, a gross income of 67,000 in a month, maybe you have a 20% net income, 12,000 pesos, Mr. Chairman, and then you are paying the electric bill with a band, with a karaoke, and then you have 8 persons employed. Does it mean that you will survive as a business? No. You don't survive as a business if you only have a matter of 12,000 income. So please don't include the gross income because we all know that businesses doesn't tell the truth. But because the local executive wanted expansion in business in the whole municipality, that's why I am very considerate of this. And please do not use your power again in this August body because this is not the right forum. But since I have got this invitation, I need to finish everything, Mr. Chairman. Can I?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is from the heart, Mr. Chairman, off the record. This is not politics, but this is because what I feel right now. Now, if we talk about the findings of the sanitary inspector, there are a lot of things that is being found in the business establishment, but these are all minor things. As I've said, we can talk about this. We can always make adjustment. It's a matter of negotiation. But There is already a law that requires all, especially restaurants, to have their own comfort rooms for persons with disabilities. What if I will require this comfort room, Mr. Chairman? That never be. I mean, permit should not be issued if that will be required. But I never required for that, Mr. Chairman. And that is already a violation. It is being stated here, again, another, Mr. Chairman, it is being stated here that they have, the business concern has 8 employees. But I still believe that even with the certification from the SSS, the 8 persons never received everyone the SSS. Unless proven, Mr. Chairman. Number 8, if we have to be very strict on this, if you will look into that commercial establishment, if we require all the necessary fire extinguisher, you can never look, you can never check on the exact number of fire extinguisher on that establishment. But that is very costly for a business. And I want them to be very considerate. So please, be understanding on this situation. Because I never made a letter for closure on that establishment. In fact, the operation without a business permit is already illegal. Because of all these violations, I have already given time, so much time. I have been waiting for a long time for somebody, the owner itself, who will be seeking a clarification on this matter, Mr. Chairman. So I believe with all these violations that I have mentioned and some of the violations that I will never mention because it is more on the personal reasons, Mr. Chairman, I believe that the Office of the Local Executive has all the reasons not to sign the business permit of this Breakpoint and Spirit Garden, no? Breakpoint Food and Spirit Garden, Mr. Chairman. That's all, and I hope that everyone has hear my side, and hoping that the owner of this business establishment will try to think it over, whether they have to fight it out and file a mandamus case against the mayor or file a case in the ombudsman, then they can do it. I am free to answer. And let me remind again, this august body, that please maintain the integrity of this august body, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to react to the statements of our honorable mayor regarding the
Mr. Chairman, objection. I believe you are trying to invite me to shed light on the reasons. I don't have, Mr. Chairman, I am not here to answer questions. I am only here to shed light on the reasons why I did not sign the business permit. And that's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Can I leave the floor?
Thank you. We are very much thankful for answering our invitation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And I think, as normal Lagay said, this is not an investigative body, so we will not receive any reactions from anybody except sa mga parliament.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
And I leave now the session hall. Thank you very much. Again, thank you very much, members of this August body, for inviting me. Daghan kayong salamat.
Any motion for... I vote for the adjournment. There is a motion for the adjournment of today's regular session. Duly seconded. Any objection? I hear none, so the motion is approved. And our regular session today is adjourned. Time 4:17. Thank you. And good day, everyone.